Welcome back. Doctors Hospital is hosting a virtual two-night expo on obesity, diabetes, and wound care. Here to tell us about this are Dr. Janet Martin, Director of the Medical, Surgical, Weight Loss, and Diabetes Program with Doctors Hospital Health System, and Dr. Rodlin Malcolm, Family Medicine and Wound Care at Doctors Hospital Health System. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you ladies on here talking about obesity, diabetes, healthy eating, healthy lifestyles, and why this expo is going to be so important to us. So Dr. Martin, tell us in detail what this expo is all about.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for having us. The expo we're running it the entire week, but we have 2 days of in-person and virtual education to the general public. On the Monday, we are tackling diabetes, and our in-house endocrinologist, Dr. Ariane Davis-Simmons, will speak on diabetes type 1 and type 2, its prevalence in the Bahamas among children and adults. I will speak on diabetes education, educating the diabetic patient to teach them how to care for themselves, how to eat, how to care for their feet and their entire body, their blood sugars. And Dr. Rodlin Malcolm will speak on wound care and the importance of diabetics taking care of their feet and any other wounds they may have as a result of maybe having had surgery or trauma. And on Thursday, the 16th, we are going to tackle obesity. Dr. Ariane Davis-Simmons will speak on obesity, its prevalence in the Bahamas among men and women and children. I will speak on education and obesity, education, the body composition, how to eat healthy, the meal planning, weight loss in particular. We have Dr. Renger, our in-house surgeon, will speak on bariatric surgery for obese persons, and Dr. Rodlin Malcolm will also speak on wound care post-surgery. So it's going to be very educational for the general public, and we're inviting everyone who cannot come in person because space is limited to use the QR code on the flyer that we're sending out through social media. Ask a friend. Call me at the clinic at 816-7660 or 302-3256 for more information. Come and get the information, if not for yourself, for you to share with your families.
Very, very exciting expo that you've outlined there. Lots of exciting speakers and relevant information that we need in our lives. And so I'm encouraging all of our viewers to make sure you attend this expo. But I want to learn a little bit more about what we're going to be talking about. Dr. Malcolm, what is diabetes and how do we get tested for it?
Absolutely. So in general, diabetes is a medical condition that occurs when the body can no longer take control of your blood glucose or your blood sugar level. So what happens is that when the body is unable to control this, it leads to a dangerously high levels of blood sugar called hyperglycemia. This happens when the pancreas, which is a special gland behind the stomach, doesn't make enough of the insulin. And we've heard this term before, insulin, which is a special hormone that is responsible for controlling your blood sugar or blood glucose. Or sometimes the insulin, the cells aren't able to respond properly and lower your blood glucose as it should. So as a result of this, you end up with too much blood sugar that stays in your bloodstream, and that could lead to diabetes. Wow. So really and truly, the only way you can find out if you or a loved one has diabetes is to do blood tests that measure your blood sugar levels. And so the tests include, you have the fasting one, fasting for more than 8 hours, and you have the regular blood test that can check your blood sugar levels over a period of 2 to 3 months. And so these tests can specifically be done with your primary care providers, and you should always ask questions about this.
For those of us familiar with diabetes, you hear the importance of taking care of your feet. Explain to us how the feet in particular are affected by diabetes, and why is it important to make sure you are taking care of any wounds or cuts on your feet as a diabetic?
Right. And so we hear all the time diabetes can cause major complications, especially when it comes to the feet. Right now, prevention is cure. And if you didn't know already, did you know that one of the most common causes of hospitalizations for diabetics is as a result of a diabetic foot ulcer?
Wow, I didn't know that.
And about 20% of all diabetes related hospitalizations are ulcer related. And almost half of these ulcers can become infected.
Wow.
Okay, so this is why paying attention to your feet and having them examined by a healthcare professional is so important. Sometimes we may not notice subtle changes to our feet as a result of diabetes and what it does to our body, but an experienced physician may notice important changes that you may not. And so, by having effective wound care and monitoring for your ulcers, this can prevent high infection rates, amputation or loss of limb, and hospitalization. So proper wound care is extremely important for diabetic foot ulcers, and if left untreated, can result in major complications.
Yes, very well said. A little tidbit on me. I used to work in doctor's hospital in the emergency room as an EMT and kind of a physician's assistant. I spent time in wound care with the lovely staff there, the nurses. And in that wound care office, a lot happens. And you can see where a simple cut can turn into something that becomes a lot more serious. And so I also just encourage people to make sure you take care of your feet because that road is a difficult one to go down once you begin. So yes, take care of your feet, people. Why is it important, Dr. Martin, for people to attend the expo?
It is important because, especially for diabetics, as Dr. Rodlin said, there's a lot of information that we're going to be sharing. It's going to be easy to understand. In addition to that, the doctors will be on hand for you to ask you the relevant questions that you may have pertaining to diabetes. You may not have diabetes, but a family member may have. And so you're going to get information from the professionals that you can share with your family if they're unable to attend or don't have the connection to connect via Zoom. As it relates to obesity, with the prevalence of obesity among Bahamian adults is 42.9%, and it is growing. In 2014, 2015, we were called the sixth nation, the sixth in the world as with the figure of diabetes, meaning that the World Health Organization, once they did their studies, we were the sixth in the world as having the most obese population. And so with that in mind, we need to tackle both illnesses because out of obesity, you're at a greater risk for developing comorbidities like diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease. And so the two go hand in hand. Both illnesses are growing in the Bahamas. We have children. We have over 30% of our children who are obese, and the numbers continue to grow. Before we started the program, we were talking about the snacks and the fast food, and how, as adults, we tend to reach for them during midday or just before dinner. And we're giving it to our children. And so we need to get this information so that we could start to make the small changes every day that amount to big changes later on in life.
I received that 100% because, I's a snack villain, right? Sorry, boys. I eat your snacks when you go sleep. Before we wrap up, I want you to just tell us quickly, when is the event, where is it, and how people can register?
Okay, so the event is at Centerville Medical Center. Doctor's Hospital outpatients facility is located in Centerville Medical Center, and it's upstairs. And it's on Monday. We're having the diabetes expo, and on Thursday we're having the obesity expo. Like I said, if you cannot make it in person, we have the virtual app. You can go on virtually and get this information. We start at 5, but realistically, we probably won't get online until about 5:15, 5:30. giving persons time to get off from work, get into the clinic, get seated, and then get the ball rolling. So Monday at between 5 and 5:15, and Thursday between 5 and 5:15. Monday, we're doing diabetes. We have the growing numbers of diabetics in the country continue to rise. And then on Thursday, we're going to be tackling obesity. You can reach me at 302-3256 or 816-7660 for more information.
Perfect. We are excited and ready to learn everything we need to know about diabetes and obesity. Looking forward to the expo next week. I know it's going to be successful. To all of our viewers, make sure you turn in and attend. This information could save your life or somebody that you love. Thank you both for being on the show this morning, Dr. Janet Martin and Dr. Rodlin Malcolm with the Doctors Hospital Health System, talking about diabetes and obesity. Attend that expo next week, everyone.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
You're watching Mamas at Sunrise, and we'll be right back.